In today's session, we're going to be talking about the reason you're feeling stuck and the things that you can be doing to get yourself moving forward. Now, as you know, this is sponsored by the Property Investor app, which is the UK's first property investment platform, which showcases all kinds of property deals all over the UK. Whether you're looking for that below market value deal, that rent to rent deal, that lease option deal, we've got them all there. Now, there are two ways to get involved. You can either go to the website, which is www.propertyinvestораpp.co.uk, or if you've got a smartphone, go to the App Store, type in Property Investor and download it from there. Now, from time to time, we all actually start feeling stuck. And I've done this multiple times within my property span of 22 years. I actually felt it, believe it or not, in 2022 as well. I felt like I was in a bit of a rut. Now, that might come as a bit of a shock because, believe it or not, I actually know that I actually make property sound really easy, but it doesn't always come natural to me. I have to look back and almost step out of the situation and try and look back in to see how I can resolve the issue that I'm faced with. And property can be a lonely journey. So for those that work by themselves and have not got a business partner to bounce ideas back off, property can be very lonely. Sometimes you may need to get out into a different environment, and this could be in terms of networking meetings. It could be by going off and finding a mentor. It could be by literally speaking to different people in different industries. Or it could be something simple as having a chat with your friend down the pub. Sounds a bit random, but when you're feeling stuck, you have to reach out. And now I'm actually going to give you the opportunity to reach out to me, because I kind of feel like that if you are stuck, or if you're in a bit of a rut, or you just want to pick up the phone and you want to have a chat with someone, I'm going to give you the ability to book a 10-minute call. So first of all, get a pen and paper, and I want you to write this link down. So it's bit.ly, so bit.ly/HEY, capital ARSH. So that should read bit.ly/Hey Arsh, capital H for Hey, capital A for Arsh. And put that into a web browser. That's going to take you to my call booking diary. It's going to be completely free, 10-minute call. And off the back of that, I'm going to try and help you if you're feeling stuck, regardless of the scenario that you're in. Or if you literally just want to have a quick chat, just to hear a different voice. Now, let's go through some scenarios that you're feeling stuck. So last year, I kind of felt myself that I was in a space where I became complacent. When I became complacent, I was talking about that I found myself in a position where I didn't really feel inspired to do any more than I'd already had done. But it almost feels like I'm on autopilot. And in some scenarios, it felt like I was putting one foot forward and then stepping back 2 steps. Now, in some of my businesses, in one of my businesses in particular, I'd hired some people, and as a result, I'd let them work within that business for the best part of 8 to 10 months. Now, looking back on reflection, it was definitely the bad thing to do, because at the point of actually recruiting, I wasn't 100% sure of these people. And as a result, I didn't follow my gut instinct, and I just went with it because I thought that this is going to save me a bit of time in the long run. But the reality is that it actually caused my business some harm over the period of the year, not only from a point from productivity, but also from a point of profitability. Now, I had to take control back of that business towards the latter part of the year. I'm so glad that I did, because it's now got us back into a position very quickly of a point where it's generating high levels of profit, and also giving us a new level of consistency, and also generating good customer service. So you've got to sometimes go through some pain to feel or to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Now, we all get complacent in property. That everyone has to get complacent. And you've all heard the saying, you've got to get used to being uncomfortable. And as a result, you've got to throw yourself out the comfort zone. Now, I get all that. And sometimes you can think, is this all cliche? But the reality is that there are going to be points where it is going to be uncomfortable and you do get stuck. Now, first thing that I want you to do right now, I'm going to give you some tools that I do from time to time when I kind of get stuck. So I kind of get a piece of paper out and I kind of go old school. I put pen to paper and I kind of write down what the problem is. And then I kind of write down, it's like a diagram. So I'll put the problem right in the center of the paper and I draw around it. And then off the back of that, it's almost like a spidergram, if that is actually a thing. And I'll write down off there all the things that I think that could be the steps that you could take in order to move it forward. Sounds a bit random, so let's just imagine that I'm struggling to get finance. I'm feeling stuck because I can't buy any more properties. I can't buy any more properties because I haven't got any more money. So what do I do if I'm stuck? And that's my point. What do I do? How do I find JV investors? So is it that I go to networking events? If so, which networking events are in my area? What dates are they? What days are they? Is it that I need to start reaching out to different people? Is it the fact that I might need to reach out to different finance companies? Is it that I potentially look at my existing portfolio to see if we can extract any equity out of that? Can we look at different avenues to raise different methods of finance? So could it be that we use bridging finance? Could it be using term finance? Could it be that we're using crowdfunding? Could we be using JV finance? And as a result of that, each of those are an action point, but under those we're going to create lots of mini action points. So if it is crowdfunding, what are their requirements? What certain kind of properties are they after? As a result, can we find something to meet that requirement? If it's a JV funder, what are they looking for? What kind of return? What involvement are they after? So do they want to be a silent partner? Do they want to be a learn and earn partner? How much return are they looking for? Is it 8%? Is it 10%? Is it 12%? Is it more? Is it an equity stake? How does that look from that kind of point of view? Having a look at your portfolio, how many properties you own in the portfolio? When were they last revalued? Could you extract further cash flow out of that? How much extra equity can you pull out? How much is that going to cost in terms of valuation fees? So you can start to think about it. And as a result, you can start to create solutions actually just by seeing it in front of you. Now, there are lots of people with lots of different learning mechanisms. We talk about this. So I'm very much a visual kind of person. I like to see it. I like to write it down. I like to see it. Some people can visualize it. Some people can actually want to put pen to paper, and other people work in lots of different ways. Whatever the method, actually get it down and actually start to think, and you'll be surprised at how quickly the answer comes to you. So going back to my example where I found that the business was starting to suffer, and I started to think, well, in actual fact, in 2021, we were doing this level. 2022, it had decreased. And then I started to look at what all the differences are. What have we changed? What are the changes that we've brought into the business? And as a result, we could start to pinpoint the actual issue. It's almost like we had something that was, I don't want to say, but it's almost like venom in the business. It was distracting away from everything that we'd built up over a number of years, and I had to remove it very quickly. Now, I say this in the nicest possible way, but it's probably one of the best things that I did, and I did it so that we could start 2023 on the position to rebuild. So first we understand what the problem is, then we come up with a number of different solutions. So ask yourself all lots of different kinds of questions. What is the issue? What is the ideal outcome? And what are the steps that we can take to get us through to the ideal outcome? Going back to the scenario I put that out there, that if you don't have the funds to go and buy a property, or you don't feel like you're seeing enough properties, what do you do to that? Do you start actively marketing so that you can get yourself in front of many vendors? Do you start putting yourself out there so that you can go and have as many cups of coffees with as many estate agents as you can within the area? Do you put yourself out there on social media so people know that you're looking for funding? All different methods, and believe it or not, once you've got them and you can start to tick them off. So today I've done this. Yes, I've gone and reached out to a number of different investors. I'm going out to this networking meeting. I'm going to this auction today. I'm going to meet X number of estate agents. Whatever it may be, once you've got them down right in front of you, you can follow a path. And off the back of that, that's where you'll get yourself out the rut. So once you start making some steps and you can see some progression, the next thing that I'm going to say to you is remain consistent with your action. So whatever you've done, get yourself out and you find that the wheels are working, the cogs are moving, stay consistent, because the last thing that you want to do is find that you're finding that you're doing something really well, and as a result you stop doing it. And lots of people do this. They stop doing it after they've bought their first property, or after they bought their property, they stop looking for a while because they feel like they have to concentrate on this property. No, with property, you have to continuously keep looking, because you never know when your next deal is going to come from. And just imagine that if you were a house builder and you were building a house, or you're building a site full of houses, even though you're building those houses, you don't stop looking for sites, because you need your next one to come onto. And after that, and you need to create your pipeline of deals and your pipeline of opportunities or development opportunities, so that once you finish one, you go on to the next one. And this is what people do all the time. So if you're feeling stuck, again, feel free to reach out. I'm going to give you a 10-minute free session by putting into a web browser a link which is bit.ly/Hey Arsh, capital H for Hey, capital A for Arsh. Feel free to click on it, book a 10-minute call. It's completely free. Tell me what kind of issues you're facing right now, why you're feeling stuck, and as a result, let's come up with some solutions together. I'm here to help you, and as a result, I really hope that invigorates you to get you moving forward. So I really hope that you've enjoyed this podcast, and I hope that you're going to start taking action, and I look forward to actually speaking to all of you, or as many as I can of you. As I said at the start, it is sponsored by the Property Investor app. Now you can either go to the App Store if you've got a smartphone, go and download Property Investor app, or if you're more comfortable on a computer, go to the website propertyinvestораpp.co.uk. Now if you want to connect with me on social media, you're more than welcome to by finding me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter and Clubhouse, all under the handle of Arsh. On that note, guys, I look forward to speaking to you all very soon, and as always, please stay safe and keep well, and I'll speak to you all very soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.